Hey homegirls, welcome to my channel. Today is episode 1 in the Christmas DIYs with Friends. Today I'm partnering up with Casey from Coffee with My Sunshine. Her channel is packed full of amazing ideas, and so I knew right out the gate that I wanted to make sure that I teamed up with Casey because Friends, she is super talented. I love her DIYs. On top of it, she is just the sweetest thing ever. If you have not been to her channel before, once my video is done, you will find a link linked down below in the description box that will take you right to her channel and her video today. And make sure you let her know that I sent you over. Give her video a thumbs up and click her subscribe button because she is also going to be doing tons of Christmas DIYs just like I am here on my channel all throughout this Christmas season. And if you're new coming over to my channel from Casey, welcome. My name is Heidi from Happily Thriving Heidi. I focus on DIYs, home renovations, and cleaning videos. I'm a mom to 3 awesome kids and I have been married for almost 20 years. I would love it if you clicked that subscribe button and joined my family here on my channel. Throughout the entire month of November, I'm partnering up with so many crafty friends and we are going to be giving double the ideas for you to decorate your home this Christmas season and to make it a jolly happy place to be. Alright, that's enough with the introductions. I am now going to start with this very first DIY. It is a farmhouse music sheet ornament. Now don't forget, all of these ornaments I'm going to be making today are supplies that come from the Dollar Tree. There is also a free printable, so make sure you grab it down linked below in the description box so you guys can print it out and use this free printable in your own crafts. First, print out the printable that I've provided in the link down below, and once you do and it's on a nice piece of cardstock, you're going to cut out the little sheet of music paper. Now, I like to use a thick cardstock, but you can basically use whatever paper you have on hand. Then when you've got it cut out, you're going to take some hot glue and you're going to put a small bead at the very top. Make sure you leave a spot at the top with the white cardstock so you can actually have enough room to put the popsicle stick on there, and as well as the bottom. But the side of the music sheet paper, you're going to trim it really close to the music notes. Then once the hot glue has dried, you're going to take some scissors and snip off the ends so that they're not rounded and they fit nicely to the music paper. You're going to go ahead and put it down at the bottom as well. And again, repeat the process of just cutting off that stick. Once the front side is done, you're going to flip it over and do the same exact thing on the back side of your ornament. When you get to the top part of the ornament though, you're going to take a little piece of twine and you're going to hot glue that down first. You're going to cut it to the desired length that you want and then go ahead and hot glue it all into place so that it's nice and snug. This ornament takes seriously minutes to make. It is so fast to make this. You can do a ton of these. You can give these out as a Christmas ornament gift to friends that you care about and love. And the cool thing is you could even do your favorite Christmas carol song. I just think that this is the sweetest, easiest project to be able to give someone for Christmas. Then to add a little bit more farmhouse flair to it, I'm going to take some brown paint with white, water it down so it becomes more of a stain versus a paint because I want the wood of the popsicle sticks to still show through. I'm going to just lightly brush that on and make sure that it absorbs into the wood. This is a really easy process and it dries really quickly. Then once it's all dried, it is ready to be hung up on your Christmas tree. Could you just imagine all the fun things you can do with this ornament? Now, because farmhouse is dear to my heart, up next I'm going to be showing you all how to make this farmhouse chic with a little bit of glam to it ornament. It has a felt flower, and I'm going to show you guys all the steps on how to make this now. Taking a strip of red felt fabric, you're going to create a scallop edge on one side and the other side's going to be flat. Now I've been making these flowers for years, and friends, I never make my scallops perfect, so don't be afraid as you're cutting this. They don't have to be perfect. The thickness of this flower is just a little under 1 inch. Then once you've got that all cut out, you're going to take a bead of hot glue and you're just going to start to roll it in. You're going to notice as I'm rolling, what makes the flower look even prettier is you kind of pinch the fabric as you're rolling it in. You do not want the scallops to perfectly line on top of each other as you're scrolling in, because then it just looks like a bunch of scallops. You want them to be off-centered from each other. And then at the end, you're just going to bring that tail in and rough up the flower. I always like to smush it and play around with the petals to really fluff it up. Now here comes the glam part of this little rose, this little flower. I'm going to take some hot glue and just drop in a pearl bead that I got from the Dollar Tree. Now you can skip this part if this is not your thing, but I thought it was so pretty. It looks like frost had settled on this rose. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge and then I'm going to take some sugar glitter and I'm just going to sprinkle it all over, and when it dries it looks like glass. It is just the prettiest thing ever. And now I'm going to move on to my little holly leaves. I'm going to just take a piece of green fabric, fold it in half so I don't have to do this twice. And then I'm creating little scallops, turning my scissors outward. So there are 3 divots in on each side, as you can see here. And then once those were cut out, I'm going to put some Mod Podge on those as well, and some more of that glitter sugar all over it, because I just think it looks so pretty. Now this next part, this has been around forever. It's nothing new, but I love pinwheels, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking a piece of text paper from a dictionary and I'm creating a zigzag fold back and forth until I'm all the way to the end, and then I'm just going to glue the sides, the ends together, push it down, and it's already a pleated pinwheel, which is just going to be the cutest thing ever on this ornament. I'm going to take that Mod Podge once again, put it on the edges, dip it in that glitter, and then add it to a Dollar Tree snowflake. These come 3 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, so these ornaments are super cost efficient to make. They are so beautiful when you make them in bulk and put them on the trees. Then once I put down my pleated pinwheel, I smushed it down just a little bit because I love that rough look to it. It's got that more of that farmhouse feel. Put some more hot glue and add it on my flower as well as my leaves. To make the leaves stand up a little bit better, I like to put a tiny dot of hot glue on the stem part of it, pinch it together, and it just, for whatever reason, it makes it stand up a little bit better. And then the finishing touch, I'm going to just tie a gingham bow and put that down at the bottom of the ornament. I think that this makes it look so farmhouse chic. I just love this ornament so much. Now it's hard to pick a favorite out of all these ornaments because I had so much fun making them, but this guy is definitely at the top of my list. Next is this cute and darling little nutcracker ornament that is made out of popsicle sticks. This nutcracker ornament is super cost efficient. I'm going to take 5 popsicle sticks with some black paint and paint half of the popsicle sticks with black paint. This is going to be the top part of the hat. Hold them all in place as you're painting them to make sure that the distance that you're painting down is not too far into where his face is going to be. And then make sure you also paint around the sides of it so that it's covered really well. Then for the brim of his hat, I'm going to take another popsicle stick and just snip off the rounded parts and to make sure it's the right length for his hat. And because my tree is going to be a green themed tree, I am using the color green, but you can paint this whatever color you would like. Then while that paint is drying, I'm going to go and move on to doing his face. Now I'm going to use a Sharpie marker to initially start, but you're going to see in a little bit I'm going to come back in with paint. And I do have a regret doing it this way because, friends, I should have waited for that green popsicle stick to dry so I can glue the sticks all down and in place. You can see that it's shifting around, so just be patient and make sure the paint dries before you draw on the mustache and the eyebrows. See how it's shifting around? I was struggling with this a little bit, and as I was going I kept thinking, oh, I should have just been patient and waited for the green stick to dry. Then once the stick was dry, I was able to add it and hold it all into place and move on to the next part, which is going to be the back side. I flipped it over and I took 2 more sticks just to help stabilize it so that it's nice and strong quality ornament versus it being that it looks like you did a craft project at home. I like my ornaments and my DIYs to look really well made. So then when I flipped it over and the hot glue was all held in place with these sticks, I went ahead and took some of that black paint and went back over it again, like I said, and just filled in some of those spots that I missed because of the sticks shifting around, and I should have been patient. Then at the bottom of his eyebrows, you're going to make 2 lines. Now this is going to be where you draw in his eyeballs with the paint. I took the back side of my paintbrush because I just liked the thickness of that and felt that it was more control than the bristles on my brush. And I just made 2 whites of his eyes. So I'm going right up to the line. It's almost even a half circle. It's not a full circle. And then for his mouth, I took some red paint and drew a line down at the bottom, and you're going to see that I'm going to flip over my brush again. I actually use the back side of my paintbrush all the time when I'm painting for little areas that are kind of tricky that paintbrushes don't let me get into. Then while that's drying, I moved on to his nose. I took the end of a popsicle stick and just put that right on where the mustache is between his eyes and got that into place. And then when the paint was still drying, it wasn't ready yet, I moved on to the feather at the top of his hat. So again, I'm using green for our home, and these feathers also came from the Dollar Tree, a huge pack of them. There was all sorted colors inside of them, so it was really fun to pick out the one that would work best for my decor in my home. I took another spot of hot glue. This time it's a bigger dollop of it so that the bead, when I push it down, the glue is going to kind of push out around this pearl because I want to glam it up just a little bit, not too crazy. I'm going to take some really thick coarse glitter that I found at Target that I just loved, and I'm going to just sprinkle that on that spot of that hot glue so it kind of makes his hat look a little fancy. Now going back to his face, I made the blue part of his eyeballs and then took little white dots and added those to the eyeballs, and then on his teeth I just made little white teeth. This is my favorite part for sure on this ornament. I took some fluffy fabric. Now I got this at Joann's, but you could just go to the Dollar Tree where they have their towels and pick up one of their towels. This will work really well on this part too. And on the back side I glued them down first, then put a bead of glue, and then wrapped it around the front of his face. These nutcrackers are so cute, and you can make them with all different colors to match your tree and your decor. And then at the top, so that it can hang up, you're just going to take some twine, which I also got from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to just hot glue it into place.
If you haven't already, don't forget to click the subscribe button. I have 2 more videos coming this week. One on Wednesday where I'm partnering up with a bunch of friends for a really awesome cleaning motivation theme, and on Friday with a whole bunch of other friends focusing on Christmas DIY decor for your home. The ornament up next is this vintage glam snowflake, and I'm going to show you guys that it is super easy to make and it didn't even cost $1. Now for this ornament, you are going to take another one of those paper pinwheels, some glitter and some Mod Podge, and I am going to use the thicker coarse glitter this time. I want to really glam up this one. I'm going to take my pleated pinwheel and just dab that into the Mod Podge. This is my favorite way to do it so that I don't have to get brushes dirty or my fingers really dirty. And then I'm going to just take that glitter and just tap it right inside and really get a nice coverage of glitter on this paper pinwheel. And then once that is all done, I'm gonna just take my Dollar Tree snowflake. This snowflake comes with 5 snowflakes in the pack, so this one is even more cost efficient. It is super cheap to make this ornament. And then once I've got a nice dollop of hot glue, I'm just gonna put down that little circle. Doesn't that look so pretty already, you guys? I just love this one so much. Now you're going to take my printable again, and this time you're going to take this circle and you're going to cut it around the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about freehanding it. If you have a punch, that'll work too. But you're going to just take some more of that Mod Podge, and this time instead of using the coarse glitter, I actually decided to use the sugar glitter. I just liked the way it looked a little bit more to have that different glitter look to it. So I'm going to just take some of that glitter and tap my little picture of these little carolers right inside, and then tap it off and hot glue it into place. And then this is the special part of the ornament. I've never seen anybody do this in an ornament before, and I thought this would be really fun. So I took a strip of this cardstock that says, "Come and behold him." We're super religious in our home, so our Christmas theme really is focusing on the Savior's birth. So I'm going to take this strip of paper and I'm going to just twist up the ends, like scrolling it up into that quote. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm going to go the opposite direction, just scrolling it up. And then once it's scrolled up, I'm just going to kind of rough up that paper a little bit to make sure it's kind of wavy and glue it right on to the ornament so it looks like a little scrolled piece of paper.
The next ornament I'm going to be sharing is how to make this whimsical yarn ornament ball. I think it is just so cute for your crafty friends that like to knit or crochet, and it is super easy to make. So let me show you all the steps.
Okay, and then for the last ornament, I am going to take a clear plastic ornament ball, took off the top of it so I can hold it with my finger inside there. It makes it easier to work with. And then you're going to pick the color yarn that you'd like, and you are just going to keep putting dollops of hot glue on it, and then you're just going to keep wrapping your yarn. And this does not take long at all to do. I actually really enjoyed doing this. I thought this was really fun to do. And the more you keep wrapping it, your goal is to avoid any spots where you can see the ornament. You want it to be covered completely with the ball. So you're going to see that I'll catch my momentum, I'll get going in a circle, and then I'll stop and change directions, put a piece of hot glue again, and then just keep wrapping it again until I make sure I've covered up all of those spots. When you get to the end, you're going to snip off your yarn and then just tap down that piece and make sure it stays in place. This next part is super fun and whimsical. You're going to take toothpicks from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take 2 for the ornament, and then they have this beaded red berry floral at the Dollar Tree. I popped off 2 of these little balls that they have on it, put some hot glue on it, and then took that end of the popsicle stick and shoved it into the berry. Now you're going to notice when you pop them off that the red
does come off. So I'm going to take some red paint and just make sure that everything is all painted nicely. I also decided to paint the top part of the ornament just because I thought it would be really cute to go with the needles for knitting. Then once it was dry, I took my knitting needles and I stuck them into the yarn and hot glued them into place and added the top on. Thanks so much for being a friend and stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed these 5 different DIY Christmas ornament ideas. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite and which one you think you will try to make with your family in your own home. Thanks so much for being a friend, and until the next video, bye homegirls!